So, today I want to talk to you about the small city near Porto in Portugal. It's about 90 kilometers from Porto. You can get there by car or by train. The train is an urban train between Porto and Aveiro, and it takes about 50 minutes. The first thing you see when you arrive to Aveiro is the station. Well, the modern station was built recently, but the old station is filled with azulejos that are very typical in Portugal, and especially near this region. And they are very beautiful, and they are quite in a good state. That's the new station. And then you have the main avenue and some interesting buildings. And yeah, it's really beautiful. The old train station is no longer in use, but it's part of the new station as a pier. And then when you arrive to Aveiro, you can go down the main avenue. You have loads of coffees and shops. But the interesting thing that you will see is when you arrive to this area over here, where you can see that Aveiro is a bit like Venice. It's filled with channels, bridges, muliceiros, that are these interesting boats over here that have some interesting figures on top, and usually with slang words, slang phrases, or references to the owners of the boat. And you can take a tour with these boats along the Ria de Aveiro, along these channels over here. This is a recently renovated area near the station, where you have an hotel and a museum that's quite interesting to visit. That's also a congress center. Sometimes they have expositions here, but the old factory was renovated. And near here, if you arrive near lunch, you can go to Suban Sushi, which is one of the best sushis in the northern region. They are really good at what they make, and it's one of my favorite places in Aveiro. You can go down to Sé de Aveiro, which is the cathedral, and it's also very beautiful inside, simple, not as Baroccan as other chapels and cathedrals in Portugal, but still quite beautiful. Along the channel you have the Fórum Aveiro, which is an interesting shopping center. You can eat there if you want to, avoid costs. But with so many things to eat here, not the best choice. Right next to the shopping you have Confeitaria Peixinho, which has some of the best ovos moles, which are those things over here, which is a filling with eggs, not egg yolk and sugar and other stuff that it's very popular in this region. If you go to Aveiro, you must eat ovos moles. Soft eggs, yeah. Near this main square with the boats, as you saw, you have an interesting spot. I'll try to show you. This mural over here is very famous in Aveiro too. It shows a bit of the old life in the city, with the fishermen, the boats, and the ria that provided the sustaining methods of the living methods of these fishermen that built the city. Aveiro also has other interesting restaurants, like Marecheia, which is a more typical and traditional restaurants, and you can walk around the city and discover along the channels an interesting circular bridge that you can see over here, and you can see people training with canoeing over here, and you can see the boats. The boats usually take this route, and you can take the tour. It's very, very interesting and not that expensive. Along the streets you have the fish market, which has some interesting restaurants with amazing fresh food, fresh seafood, and you can't get fresher than these. You have interesting chapels that are quite modest but still very, very beautiful. And you can see Igreja Vera Cruz, which, if you like azulejos and you like a more complex style of interiors, it's the place to go, and you can take great photos over there. Now, you have also museums like the Museum of the City of Aveiro, which offers some interesting stories about the city. You have Museu de Aveiro Santa Joana, which is near the cathedral and complements the story of the city. Over here you have the University of Aveiro. If you are going there for your studies or for a presentation, it's over here, it's not very far. And then Aveiro, it's located at the Ria. This is a Ria. It's like an estuary. And near Aveiro you have Ilhavo, and you have Costa Nova and Praia da Barra, Barra Beach. Ilhavo is also an interesting fisherman's town, and I would advise you to visit the Historical Museum of Vista Alegre, which is a ceramics, a very famous ceramics factory in Portugal, one of the most expensive ones, and it has some very interesting collections if you want to see really, complex ceramic things and so on. And it also has a bacalhau museum, codfish museum, with some interesting collections about the fishermen, how they caught the codfish, which is this thing over here. If you haven't heard about bacalhau, it's one of the main dishes in Portugal. We really love this fish. And you have an aquarium over here at this museum. And ironically, you can also eat the same codfish at the museum. I find that a bit creepy, but we really love codfish. Now, you can go to the beach here, and in the summer it's really great. In the morning, in the afternoon, you can have something that we call nortada, which is a northern wind that really ruins your beach day, so don't go if the wind comes from the north. And Costa Nova is one of the most beautiful places in Portugal, because we have these houses over there that are really typical, and you can almost only find them over here, and it's great to take photos. You have a marina, it's really different, and it's really close to Aveiro. You also have an interesting church that serves also as a lighthouse, and the beach is amazing. You can walk, you have an incredible walkway along the beach. Trying to see if someone, okay, see an amazing beach, really good. And then you can go up here and you have the Praia da Barra, the beach, and you see this is the Aveiro port, and then you have the Farol da Barra that guides the boat to the port, to the dock. And you also have something that I really like, that is the Molhe, which is this place over here. You can walk right up to the sea, and people made some interesting stories. They written things, they draw things. You can walk all the way. Oops. You can walk all the way into the sea, which is, you know, a very nice thing to do in a hot summer day. Let me see. Yeah, that's the Barra, and this is the Molhe, and you got the sensation that you are in the middle of the sea. The beach is also very interesting, and then you can go back to Porto either by car or by train. So thank you for listening, and see you next time.